Tails is one of the most important characters in Sonic history. He's Sonic's best friend, a genius inventor, and literally the reason Sonic survives half of his adventures. So, for such an important character, surely he's led his own adventures in his own games, right? The answer to that question is yes, and on more than one occasion. Today we're looking at the only times Tails got to be the main character, and why most people forgot they even exist. Let's start with the weirdest one, Tails Sky Patrol. This game originally released in 1995 on the Sega Game Gear, which already explains why most people have never played it. And honestly, even as a Sonic slob who enjoys everything from the franchise, that might be for the best. Unlike most Sonic games, Sky Patrol isn't about speed, it's about flying, and flying slowly at that. You control Tails in the air the entire time, managing his stamina while avoiding enemies and collecting items. If you fly too long, you get tired and start falling. So instead of fast-paced platforming, you get this weird balancing act that feels more like stress management. And here's the problem, it's hard, like unfairly hard. Tiny screen, awkward controls, enemies everywhere. This game does not want you to win. The story, while simple, is honestly really fun. There's a witch named Witchcart, and she's doing evil stuff, and Tails is like, yeah, I got this. That's it. That's the plot. Sky Patrol is interesting because it's one of Sega's earliest attempts at figuring out Tails as a solo character, and it really highlights how different a Tails game could feel compared to the normal Sonic formula. But then, Sega tried again, and this time they actually cooked. Tails' Adventure is easily the best of the Tails solo games made. Instead of copying Sonic's speed, this game does the opposite, but in a good way this time. It slows everything down and focuses on exploration, gadgets, and problem solving. Tails can use bombs, pilot a submarine, collect and upgrade tools, explore semi-open worlds. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this is basically a mini Metroidvania. But the craziest part has to be the story, because Tails is fighting an entire army called the Battle Cuckoo Empire, not Eggman or his robots, but like an actual military force. This game leans pretty hard into Tails being a genius instead of just a flying guy. He's building tools, strategizing, and solving problems. For once, he's not Sonic's sidekick, he's the main character. Now, it's not perfect, the pacing is slower, and some people expecting a Sonic-style game might get bored, but that's kind of the point of the game and why it actually works so well. The slower pace part, of course, they're not trying to make people bored. Tails' Adventure proves that a Tails-focused game can work if you actually design it around who he is as a character. And then we have this, Tails in the Music Maker. This game was released on the Sega Pico, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically a children's educational console, think part game system, part picture book. In this game, Tails teaches you about music. You press buttons, make sounds, learn rhythms, that's it, that's the gameplay. No enemies, no boss fights, just Tails vibing and trying to turn you into a musician. It's kind of funny that this is one of Tails' only solo titles. Like, Sega really said, what if we gave Tails a game, but it's homework? They seem to like to do that for some reason. So when you look at all three games together, one is a frustrating experiment, one is actually really solid, and one is basically educational software. You kind of see why we haven't gotten a solo Tails game since then. There's no clear identity for Tails as a solo character from a gameplay standpoint. All three of these games are extremely different. Sega never fully committed to what a Tails game should be, and if they did it today, they'd have to answer a big question. Is Tails about speed or is he about brains? And honestly, after Tails' Adventure, I think we all know the answer. But what do you think? Should Tails get another solo game? And if he did, what would it look like? Thanks for watching. See ya.